The Path of a Karateka, From Beginner to Master, a Detailed Guide. The path of a karateka from beginner to master, known as the Do Way, encompasses much more than technical training. This process represents interpersonal development, mental discipline, physical strength, and a deeper understanding of karate philosophy. The details of this journey include physical techniques, psychological preparation, moral code, and spiritual practice. Here's what this process looks like step by step. Beginner level, Q, student. Every karate student starts at the Q level, which is usually marked by different colored belts. Most karate styles have about 10 to 12 Qs. 1.1 First Lessons, Introduction to Karate 9 to 10 Q. Beginners, 9th and 10th Q, usually begin by learning the basic stances, striking techniques, tsuki, and basic blocks, iu. It is crucial to develop proper form and posture. Focus is placed on basic breathing techniques and balance. Physical fitness and flexibility are also key at this stage. Techniques, basic stances, zenkutsudachi, straight punch oitsuki, basic blocks, gerambarai. Mental aspect, learning discipline and respect toward the instructor and others in the dojo. Focus, repetition and mastering basic techniques. MASH 1.2 progression, learning kata and combinations, 8-7Q. As you progress, you are introduced to basic katas, such as Heian Shodan or Pinan Nidan. Kata is a form of prearranged movements that represent a fight against imaginary opponents. The focus shifts to coordination, power control, and precision in movements. In addition to kata, the student begins to master basic combinations of strikes and blocks. Techniques: kata, Heian Shodan, more complex combinations of strikes and blocks. Mental aspect, strengthening self-discipline and concentration. Focus, developing a sense of rhythm and power control. 1.3 Intermediate Cues, Sparring, 64Q. At this level, the basics of fighting, known as kumite, are introduced. The student begins to use techniques in controlled sparring with a partner. Reflexes, tactical thinking, and the ability to adapt to real situations are developed. Techniques, free sparring, yukumite, defensive and offensive tactics. Mental aspect, emotional control during sparring, confidence. Focus, developing instincts and reaction speed. NAR 2, advanced level, higher Qs 3 to 1Q. As you approach the black belt, techniques become more complex. More advanced katas, such as Basai Dai or Kanku Dai, are introduced. There is also work on advanced fighting techniques, such as rotations and throwing the opponent. Techniques, advanced katas, Basai Dai, Kanku Dai, complex combinations, counter techniques. Mental aspect, patience, calmness, control over one's mind and body. Focus, perfection in executing techniques, inner stability. 3. Black Belt, First Dan, Beginner Master. The black belt symbolizes the transition from the student phase to the master phase. This rank does not signify the end of the journey, but a new beginning. At First Dan, the first level of the black belt, the student can understand the basic principles of karate, but now much deeper study is expected. Techniques, perfecting kata and kumite, individualized techniques. Mental aspect, awareness, subtle control of movements and mind. Focus, understanding the philosophy of karate, passing on knowledge to others. 4. Advanced Dan levels 2-5 Dan. With each subsequent Dan level, the karateka delves deeper into the philosophy of karate and perfects their technique to the point where movements become natural and spontaneous. Training is no longer just physical, but occurs on a mental and spiritual level. The master develops a sense of ki, inner energy, that guides and controls every movement. Techniques, advanced variations of kata and kumite, control of inner energy. Mental aspect, calmness of mind, inner stability. Focus, passing on wisdom, leading students, internal evolution. Number 5. Path to Mastery, 6th Dan and beyond. Ranks of 6th Dan and higher are awarded only to those deeply committed to learning and spreading karate. At this level, the karateka has already become a teacher, sensei, and carries a deeper responsibility toward tradition and philosophy. Karate is no longer just a martial art, but becomes a way of life. Techniques, philosophical and spiritual practice of karate. Mental aspect, peace, harmony, wisdom. Focus, maintaining the balance between learning and teaching. Conclusion. The path from beginner to master in karate is long, and requires not only physical strength and technical skill, but also mental discipline, spiritual calmness, and constant self improvement. This journey is an expression of discipline, dedication, and deep respect for the art and life itself.